All right, it's that time again. It is Sunday, the third Sunday of March. It is the 18th. No, it's the 19th. I don't even have my days right. Jeez. And here we are for another sidetrack Sunday. In case you guys didn't know, I'm Rick, and you are watching the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad channel. And as I mentioned, it's Sidetrack Sunday. We come on here. There's a group of us that come on here every Sunday at 8 o'clock, and we kind of hang out. We a lot of us have things that we do on here. Some of us just chat. Some of us have some projects. Some of us, like me, just like to make fools of themselves. So get prepared for that tonight. I can almost guarantee you. So tonight I'm going to make a fool of myself. I'm actually going to do something that I said I would never do live. And I'll explain why later. But before we get into that, let's jump over and check out your girl and my friend. As always, here comes Rita. All right, gang. I'm hoping I have an exciting show for you. I can't guarantee it. I never give you any guarantees. I do see chats blowing up on the side over there. There's a bunch of you guys hanging out. So let's get over to that. Let's take a look at exactly who's here and say hello. I've got the participants. Where are we at? We're over there. Participants list is up there, and it gets updated, as you guys chat. If you don't see your name in the participants list, this is controlled by YouTube. All you have to do is put up something in chat, and your name will get populated into that list, and then I'll be able to say hello. So make sure you do that. Make sure you guys are all chit-chatting with everyone. I'm sure everybody's got a story to tell over in chat. So we've got Anthony Opa Dodge is in the house. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Artie, the Oz American Model Railroader, is here. Hey, bud. DB Tech is in the house. Thanks for stopping in, Dave. Appreciate it. James from the Dundas Junction Model Railroad is here. I just saw Johnny Model Railer from the BNC Systems short line just popped in there. I saw that. Ethan Armitage, thanks for showing up, pal. I appreciate it. Happy Valley Hobbies is here. Thanks for coming, Ed. Of course, I'm here. I think I'm here. We've got Heath from Humanity Junction is hanging out. Thank you, buddy. Joe Rader from the Black Rock Central is here. John Benicki is here. John Knopfel is here. Dwight Curley is here. Dwight, my heart goes out to you, buddy. Tough times. Sending all my love your. Lynn McCurdy is here. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate you stopping in. Mystic Railroad is here. Thanks for coming, bud. Rail Artist is in the house. Randall Ellison is here. Raybo Bell from the B&N Model Railroad is here. Thanks for popping in, bud. Ron Moen's in the house. Santa Fe Bob is in the house. Bob, I just got your email before I went live. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. John J2 from the Schuylkill River Valley is here. Of course, Sparky 107 is here hanging out with us. Thanks, bud. Split Rock Thomas is here. Steve 87th from the PSAP is in the house. Tom Grassi is hanging with us. Tina A, hello, sis. And always, last but not least, first in our hearts, last on the list, is the Wig Wag Workshop. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, bud. So before that, I'm not going to jump back to the list, but listen, over there in chat, you're going to see a bunch of guys that are in blue, and they've got little wrenches next to their names. These, in case you don't know, are our moderators. They are here to keep you guys in line and keep me under control, although that doesn't always happen. But I just want to give a special thank you out to the moderators for helping me out on all of my live streams. You guys are the absolute best. So what am I going to do tonight? Well, if you saw the thumbnail prior to the show, I'm going to build a kit. And I've always said to myself, I get so many compliments from you guys, and I absolutely love them. And I thank you guys so much for them. You guys love the build videos that I do, and I love doing them. I'm having so much fun with that modeling part of the hobby. And I've gotten multiple comments from people saying you should do this live. And I'm like, all right, I've never really wanted to do one live because I don't have the right composure for it. I get stuck a lot and there's dead air, and I'm just not, it's something that you've got to get used to. And I was never ready to do that. But the main reason why I don't want to do it is because I'm the type of person that once I get started on a project, I tend to keep the ball rolling. I want to keep going. I want to keep at it. The only thing that usually ever pulls me away from modeling something here, at my workbench is either the family upstairs or it's 2:00 in the morning and I need some sleep. Other than that, I'm usually either waiting for paint or waiting for glue to dry, and I just want to get to that next step. And the problem with doing that live is you can only do so much before you can call it quits. And I'm not the type of person that can start a project and then just stop and come back to it like next week, or in this case, next month, because that will be my next Sidetrack Sunday. So this is going to be tough. I'm going to try and do as much as I can. There's a lot to do in this project because there's actually 2 buildings to do. So I'm hoping I can get through some of it. Of course, I've already pre-prepped a lot of it, so hopefully that gets the ball rolling a bit. But we'll see how far it goes. I definitely, I don't think I want to go past the hour mark, but we might squeeze in a couple extra moments there. We'll see. I made 2 changes to the studio here. You'll see in a moment when I flip back down to the desk, I changed the angle of that camera that no one seemed to like. I can't believe I got so many bad comments on that camera angle. So the camera is back up top, so you'll get a bird's eye view of the workbench here as I go along. The second thing is I had a very good friend of mine, a very special friend of mine, came to me and said, Rick, I love your live streams, and I love your background and the way that you do things in OBS, but you're not showing off your best assets. To which I replied, you do know that this is a PG-13 show, right? But of course they weren't talking about that. What this person was talking about was my models. And I thought to myself, I put these shelves up behind me so that I can store all of the crap that was on my desk, all of my supplies and things. And it came to thought between me and my good friend that I should at least have my pride and joys being visible. So if you notice, I took away some of my stuff and moved it up to a shelf that is above, and I'm now displaying some of my greatest models. All of the STS models are over here on the left. The wood kits are over here in the beginning. They're the little small things because I haven't done much in the wood kits yet. The church that me and Nisi built for the build crew is back there. You've got Jerry's bakery is over there. And the kit that started it all is the Woody's country store hanging out there in the back. I think what I'm going to do is I've got some styrofoam under the ones in the back. So you can only see a little bit of them. I think I'm going to put a little more in there to get some of that, use some of that space. so that you guys can see those. But I'm actually, I loved this idea. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, it was Nisi that gave me the idea. So thank you so much. Let's get on with the show. I always get nervous and I don't know why. Let me jump over to the other screen here. And let me take a look and let's just see what everyone is saying in chat. Apparently Tina made a conversation or started a conversation about this being a PG show only for the first 15 minutes. Since when has Rick's STS been PG-13? It's Sunday and it's not the Disney Channel. Yeah, you're right there. You're right there. It looks like everybody is saying hello. Where is Nisi J? I just spoke with her. I did see her in the chat earlier. She may be hiding out somewhere. I'm not sure. We'll have to keep our eyes open. James is agreeing with Ray. This not being a PG-13, it looks like. I'm not going to go back up into chat, but let's get to this. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's see if anybody can pay attention. Well, you're all paying attention. You all see what's going on. There's a shot of a building behind me, which I believe it's a great little shot of a building. If you can tell me where this building is from, and be the first one to put it in chat, I'll give you a mug. Let's see if anybody can figure it out. This is going on someone's layout, and the picture was shared with me, and I kind of dolled it up with some other shots. It's from behind you, yes, but it is not here. It is not here. So yeah, it's someone else's. Wow, that was quick. John Knopfel. Awesome. It's on the Train Freaks layout. Yes, that is a picture of the building that the Train Freak is working on for his layout. So yeah, awesome. Good job, John. I didn't know that was going to be so quick. You obviously you pay attention. John, send me an email with your address and your contact info, and I'll go ahead and I'll get you out a beer mug. Speaking of, let's get it started because I know I'm going to need it to calm down. I don't know about you guys, but I've got my mug right here, and we're going to fill it up and get the show started. Why not, right? Because, again, not PG-13. So here's to y'all. All right. I guess we should jump down here. Well, let's see. You guys, all right. So you all know by now from the screenshot or the thumbnail that the kit that I'm working on, of course, my green screen is going to screw with this a little bit. But this is the Jason Jensen's first model that he built for his company, his new startup. This kit I thought was great, and I wanted to support Jason because I've learned so much from him watching his videos. So this kit, I don't remember the retail price, but it does come with two separate buildings. So I figured I was going to give it a shot. Actually, as a matter of fact, do I have? You know what? I never loaded it up. Oh God, I can't think of his name. Lynn came to me when he saw my thumbnail, and he said, "Hey, I got that building too. Check out what I did with mine." And I was blown away by what he did. And hang on for a second. I'm going to see if I can pop it up here because I love what he did with the kit. I'm going to pop it right up here on screen. He took his building and actually combined it into one and made it one long, one long building, one long scene. So you actually, well, I mean, the building, you can look at it, it's got 8 sides, right? So 2 buildings, 4 sides each. So all he did is in the center there, you can see next to that window, he just has either a piece of plastic or a piece of wood that he's using to join those 2 buildings together. Fabulous, fabulous job. I love his paint job is amazing. Of course, I asked Lynn if it was all right if I used his image, and he gave the okay. I love the way he did his roof. The roof that comes in the kit is not like that. It's just a piece of black paper. So I have to find out from Lynn whether he actually chopped the paper up or how he did his roof, because I love that. There's one other image that he sent me, which is the backside of that building, and you can see a little more detail with the window that's broken out there and the one that he's got boarded up. Absolutely amazing. Amazing job. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Great stuff. I am going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Guys, also, if you're not subscribed to any of the other STS members, I'm going to go ahead and throw up their channels up in the chat. Make sure you take a look at those, subscribe to them. They're just as talented as I am in this hobby, and I've learned so much from them. So definitely, every Sunday we've got somebody new. Our newest member being Nisi. Jason has stepped down from doing the lives on Sundays, so Nisi has graciously taken his place. We did a little shuffling around. I'm now in the 3rd week, and Nisi's got the 5th Sunday. You've already seen her a couple times this year, and I think she'll be back in April. So definitely check those links out and subscribe to those guys as well. And if you guys are interested, I still do have some of the mugs on sale. I've got a couple left. If you guys want those, hit me up on PayPal, send me your information, and I've got no problem sending you out a mug. So let me know. All right, let's get over to this project here. So we'll jump over to the overhead. This picture you're seeing here is the kit as it comes in the mail. This is everything that comes in the raw package. Of course, I can't point and show you because my hand just goes off the screen. But if you notice there in the top left-hand corner is the one card that's got both the buildings on it. It is a wood laser kit. The bottom there, just below that, is the roof and the roofing material. Just to the right of that is all of the bracing and the trim work. Above that is the windows that come with the kit. They are from Tichy Group. Below that are all the accessories, the base for the actual buildings to sit on. And then the card below that is all the trim work, the stairs, the runners, all that. And then, of course, the top right, you've got a piece of acetate that you see shining there for the windows. There are some trash cans, 55-gallon drums that come in the kit, which is amazing. You usually don't get those kind of accessories with some of these kits. So that is mainly, that's it. So I'll shoot you down to the desk and I'll show you what I've got going so far. You can see I've started building, and you guys asked about Nisi earlier, and Nisi is actually with me. She's hiding in the background. I'm going to go up and bring her up on screen so she can join me. Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
Nisi's going to hang out with me for a little bit because I'm going to be down here working on this, and I'm not going to be able to pay attention to you guys in chat. So she's going to pop some things up on the screen and shoot me any questions that maybe you guys come up with. She's going to be my roadie for the evening. So thank you for hanging with me, pal. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You didn't happen to catch anything that I may have missed already, have you?
The only thing I noticed was I think Pappy was first on the beer mug thing.
Okay, I could certainly. I'll take a look at that. I saw John Knopfel pop up, but I will take a look at it. I always with the STS crew, we always look at it afterwards. So if that is the case, I apologize if I miscalled it. I'm only going by what I'm able to see on StreamYard and not what's popped up in YouTube. So I will go back and double check that in YouTube and see what who came up first, and we'll go from there. So I apologize if I mistakenly called the wrong name. So
apparently I come with a warning label, so that's good. Okay, thanks, Artie.
Yeah, see, Heath is also verifying StreamYard always scrambles in chat. So okay. Yeah, so I will double check that. No worries. Joe was second. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So this kit, cute little kit. I was actually glad to pick it up. Again, I like sponsoring our other model railroaders. Hang on for a second. I just want to turn something on. I forgot to do this earlier. If there's anybody that I missed, did you brace the walls first? Yes and no. Yes and no, Lynn. I did and I didn't. I'll explain that in a moment and show you exactly what happened there. There was a small mishap, so we'll see how that goes. So what I like to do when I first get these kits, whether I'm painting it like I did here, or I'm just using an aging, I don't know what you call it. It's not a wash. What is it? It's like a stain, I guess. Yeah. So, did you wash your kit before you started? Not this one. A while ago when I did my first kit, I made my own aging agent that kind of ages the wood. I was going to wait and show that to you guys, but it would have taken too long on camera. But basically, this stuff, you brush it on with a brush and then you leave it on there. I made this with vinegar and a steel wool pad. And it kind of, it gets it turns the steel wool into rust. The rust reacts with the vinegar. And when you put it on wood, it looks like that. And it doesn't do that right off the bat. It takes a few moments for the reaction to happen. So when you first brush it on, it looks like you're brushing on water, even though the bottle is red. It does go on clear, and then it slowly ages and turns it brown. Now, the problem that I had, going back to what I believe it was Lynn that just asked, who said, did you brace your model before you started? And the answer is, for this one, I did not. And what happened was the board warped. So what you should normally do, and what I did with the one that I painted, was that you would put your pieces of bracing on first, and that helps the wood not bend. Now, of course, you can try, once you get to that point where it's already bent, you can try and fix it by doing something really simple, and that's painting or staining the backside. Now, believe it or not, even though there is a slight bend in there, trust me, the bend was worse when I first started. So it did help by doing this. The other thing you can do is, once you put your paint or your stain on there, you can weight it down. I always keep a 1, 2, 3 block right here at the bench, and just put it on there and weight it down and leave it for a little bit to dry, and the warp will come back out. I didn't want to do it because I wanted to show you guys my mistake. It's a little easier to show the mistake than just to explain it, rather than people glancing over that part. Wet it and put it under a weight. Exactly. Not good if your wood's bent. Yeah, I could see the problem there, right? Yeah, let's move on. So what I did is I took this this kit here, this building here, and I've already taken 2 pieces out. You saw that I already put the bracing on the back of it. And what I did is I put those together. Now I've also glued in come on, get rid of that. I'll zoom in here for a little bit. So what I did is I put the windows in, and I've also put the trim on the sides. Now the trim you have to put on before you start building or assembling your building. And the reason for that is the trim sits on the outside of that building on that wall. And then when you actually put the second part of your building together, it glues to that. Did you have trouble cutting out the windows? No, I didn't. And I'm guessing you're mentioning from the sprue. I didn't, but what I did notice, I did have some problem with the building. So the other manufacturer that I follow that I've been getting kits from is Foscale Models. They also put out excellent kits. I noticed that when they laser cut theirs, it's always, or at least from my experience, the cuts are finer. I'm looking for the right words. Like the diameter of the cut is thicker. So you can really see like those little tiny pieces there that actually are still attached so that this thing holds on to the sprue. So you're able to, I have been able to get the Foscale Models one out with no problem. But I haven't been able to, I had a little trouble with these. So much that when I tried to pop these out originally, I went ahead and snapped this right in half. And that's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. You can actually do that if it makes it easier for you. I keep these around just in case. It's like spare parts. If you break something and you've got enough of this spare wood, you can use this. You can use this for decorations, or if you want to build like a small shed of some sort. So I had already broken this off and I glued it back together for show. But now I'm going to take it apart. And you guys can see I'm going to pull this one off. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but you can see those little nubs there on the side and on the bottom, if it'll focus for me. See that little tiny nub there? That's the only little bit that still hangs on to the wood. Other than that, it's a clear-cut laser around, but it was a little tougher on this kit. Not 100% sure why. You could use a number 11 X-Acto blade and get those out of there. I like to use a chisel tip to get them off, and it's just as, it's as simple as finding those edges and then just popping through them without damaging anything else. And you can, if you look close enough, you can see where those little lines are. So you can find them and just pop them. Now, Nisi and I were talking earlier, and she let me know that you are now the owner of 2 wood kits.
Yes, I am.
Right. So
yeah, I got a nice surprise today.
We are getting Nisi into wood kits now. I'm excited for her. So with this one, the other thing, it is a big kit, Rick. This isn't such a big kit. I mean, it's a small building. It's only like maybe 1.5 inches by, I don't know, maybe 2 inches. It's not even 2 inches. So yeah, probably 1 inch by maybe 1.75 inches, something like that. But again, you can do lots of stuff with this. you saw the image I put up there of Lynn's building. He made it twice as long, which was amazing work. With these trim pieces that you put on here, when you put them on, when you cut them, because you get two sizes of wood in your kit. This one here with the red dot on it, it's 1/8 size, and then you get a 1/16 size. So the smaller one is your trim and the larger one is your bracing. No need to paint the bracing. It's all inside, so you won't even see it unless you were really looking for it. No, we're starting fires over here. Starting fires. Oh, man. But you want to make sure that when you're putting your trim on your building, especially when you've got these angled roof gables, once you glue your piece on there, you're going to want to make sure that you come back and sand that corner to make it follow the profile of the roof. Otherwise, your roof is going to get really warped off. The other thing, you always want to make sure that once you pop these things off of the sprue, like I have here, remember I mentioned those little bits, you want to make sure you go back and sand them flat. It doesn't take much. They're really thin. Just make sure you don't want to mess up any of your decorative wood or anything. Working with Wood by Rick the Tree. Yeah, buddy. So just a bit of housekeeping. That's all. Get them nice and flush. I'm just going to run through and do this one too. So the other thing that I noticed that was different between what Jason did and what Foscale Models has done in the past, and I'm not 100% sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing yet. I won't know. I think it's a good thing, honestly. I'll give you my opinion. I think it's a good thing. On previous Foscale Models, they always give you instructions, and here they show the instructions where these red lines here, those are your bracings, your 1/8-inch bracings, and the green line is your trim. Well, the trim is the same. That's the same between both models. But Foscale Models only tells you to put the bracing on the long walls and not on the short walls. So that, why did you pick these colors? I'll get to that in a minute. So the bracing, when you go to put this wall and this wall together, and I'll show you the way I did it here, normally this wall, the gable wall, will glue to that red dot, which would be that bracing piece there. So it's pretty stable. So when I saw that they wanted the extra bracing here, I can only imagine that was there so that this doesn't warp. I don't think this one has anything to do with any structural purpose, although you can glue those two pieces together, and I think it would be just fine. I don't think it's a problem there. As far as colors go, so I was actually going back and looking at the buildings that I've created over here, and I've got some of the wooden ones that I've done. I did a green and a black. I did like like an olive color and yellow. This one here actually just completed. This is another Foscale model. This was fun to work on. This is called Eat It Joe's, I think, or no, I'm sorry. It's Tiny Lou's Grill. And I made this one red and blue, which I think is a great color. And you guys remember I did a video on this one. This is Grandpa Dilly's imports and domestic automotive shop, and this one I kind of just did like a dirty white and green trim. So as I sat here looking at my models, I thought to myself, I don't have a blue building. So I figured, why not? Then I got to looking at my paint selection over here, and I've got 48 different colors. 9 of them are all blue. So I wanted something that was going to look like a faded look, kind of. I didn't want something that really stood out because I want to see the wood beneath it, or at least the way that it looks. The red building that I actually did wind up staining it beforehand, and then realized when I painted the red on there, you can't see any of that stain. Because this one, the white one that I did, Grandpa Rails' building, you can see not all that is weathering. Down the bottom here is weathering, and of course there's weathering up the top. But if you take a look at the way that white is, I know my green screen is screwing it all up. That is basically the wood that I did, stained it like this, and then covered it with a really thin white wash. And it gives you that faded, look to it, which I love. I think it's awesome. So I wanted to kind of simulate that, but with a different color. So I went with the light blue as a color for this building, and then of course the darker blue for the trim. So, but you can still see. Oh, I think my camera froze there for a minute. It did.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can still see, if I can get the glare to go away, there are tones of white that are behind that where it was just, plain. I didn't put any staining on this one. I just did the pure white on the background. So that's how I got to that. Now for this building, I'm not sure exactly what color I'm going to do this building. I'm actually kind of thinking that I'd like to leave it that color. So what I was thinking was just leave it this brown aged color, and then the windows, I was just going to go black. And I thought that might complement that well. I could be wrong, but I hope that explains that. Use Jason Jensen's method to sponge paint to show your stain. Okay. I didn't think about that for the stain, but yeah, I usually do that with the paint. Rick and Niecy's wooden kits. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, I could definitely try that. I do have another kit floating around here. Lynn, is Lynn still? Yeah, Lynn's still here. Lynn, here's the we were emailing. Here. Traditional era and early paint color. Lynn, here's that kit that I have. This is actually an N scale. So I have to build this for the coffee table. But you had shared with me a picture of another kit that you had in an email prior to the show, and I wanted to make sure that I showed that to you. Are you going to put that thing that sent you together? I will. I promise you I will. It is actually right below my feet. I just haven't gotten to it. But yes, I do plan on putting it together, Nathan. All right. So let's put some walls together. Why not, right? So here's the way that I do it.
Just look away. Just look away. Nothing's happening.
I don't think I want to know at this point.
There's nothing to see here.
I had done. When I built the N scale bridge, I used wood glue for this. This was my first wood kit. This is going to go also on the coffee table. This is going to be the bridge in the scene, in the center of the scene. I used wood glue for this. I believe it was Type Bond 2, the yellow stuff. What I don't like is if you look closely in certain spots, you can see that glue all over the place. So not to mention, but the Type Bond 2 doesn't, it doesn't harden right away. It's not a fast drying glue. So what I wound up switching to was Aleene's tacky glue, and I love this stuff.
It really
Love
works
it,
nice.
love it. It does.
It really
does.
actually works really good. Yeah.
I use it for all my roofs. I use it for all my wood kits now that I've been doing. The other thing that, so what I normally do is I just have a piece of parchment paper sitting here on the desk, and I put a little bit on there. And what I've done is I've taken one of those micro brushes and I just pulled off the little brush part of it because it just gets gumped up when you start playing with glue.
Look at what Split Rock just said.
That is the first wood kit? No way. That's a contest. Oh, dude, that makes me feel this was a labor of love. I loved this kit. I loved building this kit. It actually took me back to a lot of, while I was building this, I can't even remember. It took me days, maybe a week or two to do this, because each individual one of these pieces had to be put on separately, even coming down to this freaking camera. Even coming down to all these planks, these were all cut and applied separately. So even the shingles are in strips, but each set of shingles is a different row. I absolutely love this. It brought me back to, while I was doing this or building this, I was rewatching a lot of the build crew, the original build crew videos of building the Center Valley Model Works bridge. Good memories, good times. And that got me through many hours of building this painstaking process, but I enjoyed it and I loved the outcome. I think it's great, and it's going to be a great addition to the N Scale coffee table. So yeah, let's let me zoom back out here. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got a couple pieces cut here for the trim that I'm going to put on the side here. Jesus, it's I can't believe I started this live stream 45 minutes. I'm starting to feel like Heath. I started this 45 minutes ago, and I'm just now putting on my first piece of glue. All right. So what I love about this tacky glue is once you put that piece together, it holds it right there. And you just, like the Ronco products, you set it and forget it. And I hope I'm not going to get a copyright strike for that. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I'm actually just going to flip it around here, put some glue on the other side. And you don't have to put a whole lot. The only downside to this glue is it dries shiny. So if you get any bleed out and you can't get it off, usually soap, like warm soapy water will get it off. Usually sometimes just rubbing it with your finger, if it's plastic, will get it off. But if you don't get it off, it's going to show up shiny on your model. Plastic kits, you can usually cover it with paint. Wood kits, you may be able to cover it with paint, but there's going to be that thing, that little, that thing. So here's what I was talking about earlier. Let's zoom in for a little bit. You can see the way that I cut that trim. You can see the angle there on the top. Come on, focus. focus. No, it's not
So
going to do it
close.
for me. So close.
So
Get in
close.
there.
There it is.
All right, now back up. Okay, you see how that trim comes above the gable? So you definitely want to come back with your sanding stick and make that flat so it follows the angle. You can also kind of see where the stubs were, where it was attached to the still on what I'm calling the sprue, because that's what it is in the plastic world. So that's there. Question: who made the bridge kit? I can't remember off the top of my head. And I know where the thing is. Hold on. Nisi, entertain. Put those away, Nisi. Put those away.
I didn't pull anything out.
Just in case. Wait. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Okay. All right.
No,
here we go. It's a hunter line kit. It's a hunter line kit.
Oh, they're the same ones that make the stains.
No, is it?
Hunter line isn't hunter line the stains?
I don't know. You're talking about those Vector or
those big bottles like Michael?
Yeah. The flask-looking things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it came in this big plastic thing, and they even give you a picture of what it should look like, and I built it exactly to that picture.
Yeah, Dave BNSF says it's the stain guys.
Okay, well there you go. It's the stain guys.
Everything. I'm the smartest one here.
You got it right. There you go. You know what you win, Nisi? Cheers.
I win you taking a sip? Dang.
Yes, you do, dear. Yes.
But the bottles Rick is talking about are from Best. Okay. You mixed two companies. And I agreed with you.
Yeah, we did. See? And I went, and yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get back to it. All right, so wait for that to dry. I just realized that I never popped the window out of here. So I'm gonna do that.
Earlier, when you were talking about having trouble getting the pieces cut out of the, I guess, is that a sprue? The wood is still a sprue.
Yeah, I'm calling it a sprue. I don't know if there's a better word.
You were just saying that this kit, it's thicker and it's not as well defined cut out. So when you were cutting it out, you thought you had gone through the entire thing and you hadn't. So when you went to pop it out, it got stuck. Is that what happened earlier?
You're talking about when I snapped this thing in half?
Yeah.
So yeah, what I think is happening is the line that is being laser cut between the part and the sprue, it's not as thick as or well defined. Okay. And I wish I hadn't. Like, if you look at this on the back of here, that's the line. Okay. And you can see that there are points in there where it's kind of still attached.
Yeah.
And the when you look at a Foscale model, it is a clear defined line, and then you see that point where it's still attached. So getting a number 11 blade or even the chisel blade in here, I had to use a razor blade. There you go. So it's a little difficult with this kit. Now I'm guessing you probably could. I'm not going to suggest it, but you probably could just snap these. But yeah, it's risky. It's really risky.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. As a matter of fact, strike that from the record, Your Honor.
Yeah, it was never said.
Of course, just like any plastic kit, when you get these. Oh, another thing you got to pay attention to with these from the Tichy Group. These are great windows. I love the detail on these windows. If you notice, see if we can do this again. The bottom of that window has a sill. It's not just a square window. So the top part, come on, man. One time I need you. So the top part is a regular window. The bottom part has a sill. So make sure that when you're putting your windows in your building that you're not putting them in upside down. Because someone's going to come back and look at that and they're going to go, aha.
Yeah, that was a good tip for my building because I would have put my windows in upside down.
But I love how like all the different manufacturers are like coming together and they're using like all of their products. Like, you know, they could have just left it to the user,
yeah,
the modeler, to go out and find their own windows. But you know, they got a hold of Tichy Group and went, hey, I'll use your windows. I'll include them in my kit. And
how do you know that they're Tichy Group?
I can't remember his name. I think his name is Dave. If you go on to Foscale Models YouTube channel, I think there's a guy. I think his name is Dave, who does the videos of the buildings, and he's mentioned it. Okay. But not only that, I just happen to know from experience because I just bought a bunch of these windows for this project that's coming up with this group of guys that has been sitting waiting for a few months now on this one dude to get his act together so we can start filming something. But I just know from seeing those windows and looking at these windows that they're the same. So I know they came from Tichy Group. But to be honest with you, I don't know any other manufacturer who does windows and doors. Maybe I just haven't looked.
I don't know.
So I'm putting some glue in this groove here to glue this thing in, and of course I just realized that I just put glue on it and I don't even have the opening open yet. So this is going to be interesting. But this is one of those cases where me neither. This is another one of those cases where you don't want to put too much glue because once you snap this into that hole, all that glue is just going to like ooze out on you. And you don't want that.
Don't want that. Oozing is bad.
So I'm going to try and break this piece here. That didn't sound good, but it came out good. And now I'm going to orient this in the right way. And it slides right on in there. Bob's your uncle. And now you've got a window.
Dun, dun, dun.
Very, very easy. And the trim, I'm just giving like a really small tug on here. The trim is stuck. It's on there. It's dry. It's ready to go. So I'm just going to sit here and file this for a second. And get this into the right place. Try putting the window in dry and then add dots of glue to the corners from the inside. That's I will certainly try that trick also. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, I guess you could also use a little bit of like liquid CA glue in there also. I mean, the fact that it went in pretty snugly. It wasn't like, you know, a tight fit. But it went in snugly. So yeah, I don't see why gluing it from behind wouldn't have worked. But yeah. And no, it is not upside down. The sill is on the bottom.
Oh, I think I put my windows in upside down then.
I
don't
just
care.
mentioned to you. Come on, focus.
I don't
Focus,
care.
focus.
I don't care.
It ain't gonna focus. It ain't gonna focus. There it is. Sills on the bottom. Ray.
I wasn't
Not
thinking
going to
that
go there.
either. My mind was completely clean.
There you go. Why are you? Because round here we do a lot of standing on our heads, so the windows have to be upside down in order to see the people outside. Yeah, you could do that also, John. That is also an option. I like using the tacky glue again because it sets up so quickly. But yes, I do have a bottle of the window makers. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get that in a minute because I'm going to show you another technique.
Nathan was asking you a question about your layout.
Rick, how long have you been working on the layout, and is it in the beginning stages or just in the middle of putting scenery on? All right. So how long have I been working on the layout? Well, Nisi and I were just going over this the other night. There has actually been 3 layouts here in the basement at the Bailey Place. The first one built by me and taken down. The second one was built by John and I. And the third one built by John and I. And all 3 have been taken down. Right now, there is no layout here at the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad. I use crystal glazing liquid for the glass and holds the window in too. Windows are a pain. Yeah. So here is the Model Masters window glazing glue that they were just talking about.
Another window joke.
It's gonna keep coming. I'm just waiting for it. All right. So what I'm gonna do with this? I'm gonna get me a fresh toothpick here. Cha cha cha.
Are you gonna do clear acetate on the back? Or are you gonna use that?
I am not going to use the clear acetate. I am going to try and do this with the glazing technique. So I'm going to put a bead of the window glazing on the outside, which is actually going to secure the window in place. I'm also going to go down the center, and then I'm going to briefly just go across each one of those. And now you can see that whole thingy there is full of glue. Why do we do that? Because I'm going to take this toothpick here, and if I can get it off the desk, I'm going to try and do like, remember when we were kids and we were using bubble wands? Well, this is kind of something I probably should have done this before I put this in the window, because now I can't get the damn thing in there. Come on. Get over there. All right. If I can get this top one back, I'm going to leave it at that.
It just doesn't want to stretch across.
It doesn't. I'm going to try a little bit more glue.
Can you use the end of the nozzle to get into it since it's deeper?
No, because you got to stretch the whole.
Yeah.
the whole window. Now it's all popping. All my windows are popping. It's popping around here. All right, so there you can see just by going across the window, kind of makes a bubble. Little bubble.
Bubbles.
And when that dries, it's going to dry absolutely clear. And I'm going to leave those other two windows open for two reasons. One, I can't get them. And two, it's going to make it look like windows are missing in this building. So from the outside, that's what it'll look like. Did you want to model another layout, or do you just feel like making buildings instead? Okay, so yes, I want another layout. Yes, I do. I absolutely do want another layout. I am enjoying the buildings. And the funny thing is, I think I've mentioned this many times before. I work well with others when I'm with other people. So having John come over here, and when we built the layout together, that was a great experience of having him in the room with me. We could bounce ideas off each other, and work together and all that. The other thing is when I'm building a model here, there's no room for me to share that with. So on the back side of that, I have Nisi, who we get together a lot on StreamYards, and we just build and bounce ideas off each other. And she's got her kits, I got mine. We throw ideas back and forth. We actually have a video coming out soon that is going to be aired on the Build Crew channel, which I don't have a link for at the very moment. Ray, if you have that or someone has that, please throw that up in chat. Go over to the Build Crew channel. Like I said, there's some little short videos that Nisi and I have been doing together. Since we were both members of the Build Crew 2.0, we built a building together, and we're going to throw that up there and show how we did the same building in different ways. And also, you definitely want to be subscribed to that channel because, like I said, I heard from somewhere like a couple months back that Build Crew, I think the band was getting back together. I don't know when. I thought it would have been done already, but it's it is what it is. Family first and all that. Rick, who works well with others, like Tom Sawyer, he's with while they work. Yeah, poor John. I there was a joke going around for a while of John just being locked up in the back. And, I was refusing to get him pizza and whatnot. So he may or may not still be back there. I'm not sure. All right. So I got my window in. I got my trim on. That's the way that part looks. I'm going to add the second wall here. The other thing that you want to make sure you're doing when you're looking at these walls, if you haven't done so already, so this wall here, you can clearly see has an orientation. So the top is the top and the bottom is the bottom. But when you've got a wall like this that has no orientation, no windows or nothing to identify it, you want to look at that clapboard material and make sure that you're not putting it in upside down. That is going to make your building look horrible. And I think I've got to go to the eye doctor because I can't even see which way is up. I'm going to go with that. Of course, I had it and then I dropped it, right? All right, we're going to go with that. So that is that. And this is going to go on the back of there, which means this has to get glued onto here.
Is that in scale?
Just
No,
like
it's
that.
HO scale, right?
No, this is HO scale. HO scale. So you can see here when these two pieces go together, the two backings meet up, and then that trim piece is what covers that wall and makes it meet. And I can already see that I put this backing piece on a little too far out, and it's making a gap there. So I'm gonna combat that by just sanding this little piece down, making it smaller. Oh, the sound of filing wood and the smell.
Nothing makes you smile more than when you have those things going for you. Okay, is this a trick question?
Is that for Rita?
Oh my god.
Rita can tell you all about HO scale. I mean HO scale.
Ho ho ho.
She is the expert.
Yeah, she is. Good old Rita.
This is why we love Rita.
No, we don't love Rita.
No, you don't love Rita.
I don't want to talk about Rita.
I know you don't. All right, there we go. That's as close as I'm gonna get. So I need a little bit more glue.
So DB Tech says not a trick question. It could be 1/100 or 1/87.
I don't know about that. I've seen some things in 1/100th that just don't look right. I ordered some.
That's the first I've ever heard of that.
1/100th.
Yeah.
It's close. Actually, if you'll remember. Do you remember when I was buying all those supplies for the Build Crew 3.0? And I got those. I got that wall, that brick wall in.
Yeah.
And the brick wall was it was
right.
in the scale of 1/100th, and we both looked at that and went,
No. Okay.
No,
they don't play well together. Okay. So I learned something new. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm just sitting
I'm building
here.
something.
I'm just sitting here. It's not like you're here.
Yeah, see, DB Tech said the 1/100th is mostly Bachman and they don't look right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
odd.
It's a little strange.
Yeah.
All right. So again, the best part about the Aleene's glue is it's already set. Look at that.
Wow, you can shake it around.
Listen, when I get to shaking my wood, things happen.
Duck and cover.
All right, so it looks like this side is lining up just fine, but this side is a little over. So I got it. You didn't see that.
No, I saw it.
No, you didn't see nothing.
I saw it. I couldn't look
away.
at that. I saw
back.
it.
We're in business. Oh. We're in business.
Okay.
Nothing happening here. Nothing happening here.
It's like the O-gauge Plasticville. O-gauge is actually 148, but Plasticville buildings are 164. They figured they can go with O or S gauge.
John and I just went through some old tubs that I had here that was like my father's stuff, and there was a bunch of Plasticville there. And even that, it's like parts of it look okay. Like as a building.
Sorry, Randall said thanks, or I really needed that image before I eat.
What was the image?
You were shaking your stuff.
Shaking my stuff.
Now I can't get rid of it.
This is where you use the 1, 2, 3 block. Yes, I agree. Okay.
Wait, there's a 187.1? Or is that a typo?
Never heard of that.
No.
Never heard of that one.
I'm being so good. I'm being so good.
Don't be.
I'm being like G, like G rated good.
No. Don't be.
Rick, I am
Do you know
using a gluing jig, which helps keep my model square no matter how holding it together. Where you can glue it here. Yep.
Do you know how many tree and wood jokes that I've had to endure to get this far? Please.
I was gonna say you're rubbing that the right way.
Oh yeah.
All right, somebody answered the question I had. HO is actually 187.1, but most people ignore the 0.1. Yep, because I've never seen that before. This is another first for me. The more you know. My neighbor's honking the horn.
All right.
This is G rated. How tall?
G-rated.
How tall is the door in inches?
This door?
I don't know.
Who's asking that?
DB Tech.
Let's see.
We're gonna whip out the measuring stick.
Just another piece of wood.
That Rick just happens to have close by because he likes to measure.
Damn straight.
Oh, we're getting calipers out. It's getting serious.
So if I go off of this building and we run the caliper, caliper says 0.932.
All right. So he said if it's 0.92, then it's 187. So you're right on the line. Okay, Randall. Who is Michael? I'm not going to try to say that name. I'm not even going to try.
I don't know who that is.
Me either.
I'll look it up though.
Okay, Ray's asking a question.
If it's any, I just need to figure out how to incorporate Rita in there because
Rita does not need to be involved.
At least you didn't try to kit bash. Hey, listen, look, I'm gonna be completely honest. Ray and I have had this running joke for the longest time about my bridge being better. My words. My bridge being better because it's a bigger bridge. After seeing what Ray is doing to his Center Valley model bridge, if you guys have not seen his weekly updates on this bridge, I am impressed. I am absolutely impressed.
It's insane.
It's nuts, dude. Great job. Yeah. Hands down.
100%.
My bridge may be bigger, but yours is certainly better. Hands down. I can't wait to see your weathering job and everything.
You're still going with my bridge is bigger.
My bridge is bigger. It's never gonna. It's never gonna. We're never gonna get past that. My bridge is bigger, but dude, yours is better. Yours is better. It's by far. It's an amazing bridge. All right. So it looks like, if I dare to touch, minus a door. Oh, it's fading out in the blue color. Look at that. All right, we'll go off chroma key here for a minute. All right. There she is. Minus a door. We at least got a building together.
It's really nice looking. I like the color.
Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to get some weathering on there and all that. Change the little background here. So where is my door? I don't even remember seeing a
on
door.
your desk. It's with my cash register with my KFC kit.
Oh, the door is on the thing. I forgot about that. Duh.
On
The door. So here, let's take a look at this. We'll go back down here. So the door is actually on here.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the door comes in 3 pieces. There's the frame around the door. There's the door itself, and then there's trim that goes on the door. So this has to get glued to that. That has to get glued to the building. And then this, you can choose whether to glue it flat, glue it open, or, glue whatever you want at that point. So I made the mistake. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for the doors, because the doors are flat on both sides. So it doesn't matter that I screwed this up, but it is what it is. I went and painted these doors here. But if you look on the other side of the card, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. I think this is going to white out if I go up here.
You can see
there, you can kind of see it. That's actually laser cut in there. Those are the pieces for what's going to become the under, whatever you want to call that, the building part under down there. So those are the pieces down there. So the fact that, again, these are all flat, so it doesn't matter for the door. But if you have any texture on your parts, you want to make sure that you're painting the right parts.
Always paint the right parts.
For sure. For sure. All right, set that aside for a minute. I am going to at least get some of this stuff out of here. Can't even see the lines. There we go. So that's the door trim.
Do you glue that to the door or to the around?
You glue it to the outside frame of the door. So very little glue.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh yeah, you wait until you do yours. Your kid has this.
I'm looking at it right now. I just smushed it together to see. Okay.
And that's how you do trim.
Oh.
So
Oh.
there's the door.
Oh, yeah. I got confused. Yep.
So there's that. Now, these two.
DB Tech was asking, is the door going to open and close?
The door will not open and close, but you do have the option of gluing it either opened or close. So here's my door. And then this is the trim that goes on the door. So that has to get glued on there.
Okay.
To make it look like a fancy door. That's a neat idea, though, Dave. I wonder if there's a way that you could use like either an Arduino or even like a tortoise switch and make the door open. I guess you could. I guess if you know what? As a matter of fact, I think I know how to do it. If you got a, hang on, I just got to pick this up. if you ran a wire to one side of the door, depending on which one that you want open, if you put a tortoise underneath the box, underneath the layout, right? And you've got a pin that comes up, right? Pin comes straight up through the layout, right? And then you can either take that pin and bend it so that it goes back and forth this way as you move the tortoise. You could attach that to the door so that the door goes like that, back and forth. You would need some way to affix the door to like a hinge of some sort. I guess you could do that with like a piece of paper or some sort. See, now you can see on here, I put just a little bit too much glue in that recess. So that's going to turn out shiny. So I'm definitely going to have to weather that to change it or repaint it. All right, so I'm going to take my block here and just set it on there. Give that a minute. So I have a couple other wood kits. I don't have any other Jensen. Oh yeah, that's a good point, John. You wouldn't need a tortoise. Just a servo motor would work well. It's a lot cheaper. But yes, just off the top of my head, because I can't think of it off the top of my head. How do you make the servo motor go back and forth? Well, no, the servo motor just spins. You would put a gear on there, and the wire would sit on the gear, and it would go around like that. And depending on the voltage you give the servo motor, it would make the door go like that, right? I believe. Yeah, that would be a cheaper option. There you go. DB Tech. Make one out of those up for us. I want to see a video on that within the next 2 weeks. Make it happen. That's a good idea, John. I love that. I was thinking more on the lines of like, total automation. So the door would be like closed until the train came around, and then the train would hit like some signal, and the door would open and you would hear Nisi's voice go, "You want to see my kids?" And then the door would close. Mom is supposed to be released from the hospital after her blood clot crisis in a couple of days. Good.
That's good.
Good. Back in the nursing home, closer to home. That's great news, dude. We've all been pulling for you. Good news. Are you talking about my voice and my video? Is that the delay? So I'm not sure exactly why, but from what I understand, it's a glitch in OBS that after OBS runs for a certain period of time, especially when you go live with it, the sync gets out of whack. I don't know why. Happens to me every single time right around the hour 15 mark. Only way that I can get rid of it is to reboot my OBS, which actually is not a bad idea because StreamYards would stay live. So not a big deal. John says I would use an Arduino. Awesome. I use an Arduino to control my point-to-point trolley. Awesome. That's great. Is Dave, is that DC or DCC? I can't remember which. I think your layout is all DCC. I would fix the door in place and rotate the building around it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's going to seem
extra.
a lot easier. That's going to be a lot easier. Nice.
Is it?
So for the DC, it's just a matter of flipping the polarity. And that's where the servo works better, I guess. Yeah. Are you going to do another peanut butter lid challenge? Yes, I plan on it. Yes. I don't know where my peanut butter lid went.
Oh, that's.
I already have one. It was already set aside.
Rita grabbed it.
I lost it when I moved stuff on my shelf. But yes, I do plan on doing the next one. I am a member of the
mini prints
of the month. So I have like boxes and boxes of mini prints underneath of my desk here that I am just waiting to use on different scenes that are in my head. So yes, definitely so much. I do plan on doing it. All right, so we'll get this out of the way. Here's what the door looks like in all its glory.
It's cute.
So again, you could take this. Now, here's where it gets a little glitchy because this door fits right in the opening. It is a little snug, so you could just find yourself a place and just throw some glue on it, and you would have a door just like that. Or again, you have the option, put a little glue on the side, and you could glue it open, just like that. Because you got enough wood meat right there, that you can glue that. You can glue that however you like.
I'll
using
be
whatever material you like.
Mr.
So
Neese has wood meat.
Oh, John, start throwing start throwing those peanut butter lids in a box. And when it comes time to do the challenge, I'm pretty sure you can sell those things for like $1 a piece because people are going to need peanut butter lids in order to do the challenge. That, or just throw them in the box and send it to me every month. And I will gladly take 4 or 5 of those off your hands so I can get done all these challenges.
Okay.
That question's for you.
Well, his favorite color is green, so he's got to be wearing green.
It's true. Well, the tree's got to be green.
Wood
meat. Is that a new word? Yeah. Oh, I thought that was a saying of some sort. I don't think. No.
Wood meat.
I don't know. Huh?
Meaty
I don't know.
wood, maybe.
It's meaty wood. I mean,
meaty wood.
Wouldn't it be clear? I don't know.
Ask Rita.
I already did mine to represent. Yes. Yeah. Mine was in for the Valentine's Day challenge.
Yeah. You did yours after I said you should do it. You did it in 2 hours. 2.
Of course. Oh, let's go here. Kill the chroma. This one was mine.
It was really cool.
That's it. Yeah. For it Nisi was building hers. And we were going back and forth about ideas, you know, like
you had an excuse you couldn't do it because you didn't have
I didn't have a peanut butter lid, and then all of a sudden a peanut butter lid showed up, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get on this. And I started it one night at like 10 o'clock, and I got my hair dryer out, and I was drying off some paint while I was doing this and all kinds of things, and I kept on going, and about 2.5 hours later, I was done, and Nisi was like, I hate you so
it was
much.
The sword, the stupid sword that still didn't turn out properly. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all.
Do you need a peanut lid? If
No.
you're asking me whether I need one, I could use them. You send them here. Or if you're talking about for the actual contest, it doesn't necessarily have to be a peanut butter lid. But he's asking for anything that's like maybe 3.5 inches long or wide. So any like the mayonnaise jar, whatever the case may be. I gotta split. I am doing the same, Ray. I think I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Now, here is the hardest part. The hardest part. I have to not finish this because I want to finish this with you guys, or at least get one of them done with you guys. So maybe I'll do the other building and get the other building up to where this one is, because I got to work on something. I can't just leave it here. One, it's going to irk me that it's sitting here, but two, I can't leave it here because my kids come down here in the basement and play, and they'll definitely come over here and touch it. So this is going to be the hardest part, is just walking away. So with that said, I'm going to try and walk away. Walk away. Nisi, my dear, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate all your help. You've been you've been great. You've been absolutely great. Can't ask for a better friend than you. This is coming. The FedEx bag. Oh, yes, I did. I got the FedEx stuff. I'll tell you what, I have it. It's actually, let's do this real quick. Let's do this. Lynn sent me some stuff. So real quick, let's just go through this. I got 2 boxes from Lynn, and I got me, the most important thing in the box. I got my sticker. So I got a whole collection coming now of stickers. All right. Lynn was giving up some stuff that I guess the club wasn't using anymore. So he sent me a couple coal cars from the PRR. There's another one, Pennsylvania. So they need a little work, but hey, I'm all about that. We can certainly do that. I also got an old dummy unit from PRR, which is awesome. That's one box. The other box was actually, I think, more interesting, and let me explain. So I got another Pennsylvania Gons, right? And then I got a Monon Gon. I don't even know where Monon ran, but I got a Monon. This thing's heavy too. But here's the fun one, and I've been thinking about this one a lot. I've been dreaming of this one, actually. It's been on my mind a lot. So I got this one that says Lehigh, New England, right? But here's the funny thing. I'm not exactly sure what happened to this, but if you notice, that's a bit warped. And it's got these funky couplers on there, right? So the couplers I'll probably take off because I don't have any way of putting those together. But the fact that this thing is warped, I think what I'm going to do is practice some weathering on this one. And I'm going to make this a junk gun. I'm going to put some junk in there, some old stuff, and, really rust it up. And I'm going to put this on an abandoned track. And this is going to be that one that everyone forgot about that I'm going to be so proud of. So you can see there's a little warping going to the side. There's definitely some warping going. It looks like this thing was like sitting in a box or something somewhere, and it got bent that way, like something was pushing down on the metal, in the middle of it. But yeah, it doesn't matter that it's damaged. I still love it, and I'm really gonna do something with that. It's gonna be great. So thank you so much, Lynn. I appreciate that. They will get some love, absolutely. So, all right. Nisi, anything you want to say before we kill it?
Thank you, Lynn. I really appreciate my gift.
Now they shout out for Lynn. Awesome.
This is really awesome, Lynn. Thank you.
Oh, I can't wait to see that one. That one's going to be awesome.
And 3 Dubs, I'm working on my kit.
Yep, she's taking pointers.
Got bracing happening. It's painted. That's all I got.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Well, don't go anywhere. I'm going to throw you down in the basement for a moment while I say farewell. Let's go over here. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's been a good night. I had a lot of fun with this one. Kind of got into a groove after a while. So yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are so awesome, hanging in. And yeah, stay tuned because I'll do my best to leave this thing for a month and bring it back to you, and we'll finish it out. So let's go ahead and roll the outro, and we'll say goodnight. I appreciate it, everyone. Check out the video over here. It's gonna be my last build. There's a video right down there of a playlist of other builds, and then right below me, thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks again. See ya.